Hi everyone. The following is a rough cut of an old recording of a live session that I've done. Although it's a rough cut, I hope that the information shared here might be of help to you.
What I want you to firstly notice when we look at these examples from the HSE book and then what you have in your JPEGD books, both of them is 100% CAPS compliant. So what you see in the HSE and that what you see of JPEGD, please make sure that you know exactly what goes on with the concepts that they use, the features, how they present them. Both of them are CAPS compliant. So the first thing that I want to highlight here is, if you now look at the door, this is where the grade 11s also must have a note. You always obviously know that your lintels and your windows are all aligned at the top. That's crucial, that you have to identify your lintel. You must always draw in the lintel. What they didn't do in this one is you must put little dots there to indicate the hatching on the lintel. I give a mark for that. Then this here is a metal door frame. Please make sure that you are familiar about the difference between a metal and a wooden door frame. That profile is normally given to you as well. So all that it is that it is 1 millimeter behind the wall on both sides. That's the difference between the metal and the wooden door frame. Apart from that, one is made of metal, the other one of wood. Okay, the wooden door frame, if those are your two walls, obviously you'll have your lintel, right? And then you'll have your wooden door frames profile. It will actually go the other way around. Depends on which side is inside or outside. Okay, but that's the difference between those two. With the windows, guys, you must always label DPC next to the windowsill. If it's that side or that side, doesn't matter. Here you have to color in that. We already said that. Make little dots on the windowsill itself. In the old books, they used to draw the rafter. You may all should know by now that this is the raft. In the old days, the rafter was drawn in front of the wall. But we don't do that anymore. We must draw the wall in front of the rafter. If I give you a question, I can still give it to you like that and see if you've listened to the CAPS regulation to say that the wall must show in front of the rafter. We are supposed to take it up there. And then this part. And that is not there. And you put in hatching, wall hatching there. That's the way that you must draw it. With purlins, we always start with two places. Either right at the top and measure from the tip where the ridging is towards your fascia board, right? Or you must draw like the example they give you. You just follow the example they give you on your question. So in this example that you see here, they are drawing the lintel right there against the fascia board. That's the way we used to do it always. They have now gone nowadays and flipped that purlin up vertical, so you must be able to draw it that way. Here you measure if this purlin is on its side, not standing up like the new ones that you did from JPEG. This is HSE's book. So what happens here is your lintel is 75 by 50 default. Your latest ones, they put the 75 as the height, but here the 75 is your width. You can see it in your question which way you must go. Don't do something other than what they show or tell you. You measure from where the purlin. So that distance there is 75 from the base. You physically cut that wooden beam off like that so that it makes the slant along with the fascia board. Base is 75, the height is still 50. So just measure those two heights. Then look at the roof cover here. It's 1 millimeter like always, but what happens is that you cut off the fascia board at an angle like that so that the roof goes flash across it. I think with JP's books, they now put it a straight corner if I recall correct. Just take note of it. You will see what to do in your question. Don't forget the cross to indicate that it's wood. You must decide if you're going to measure from center to center. or from edge to edge. That's your decision. Then gang nails, you just need to, you don't have to make that little N shape or U shape, just make a little straight line on it. You all know about rafter going through the corner of the brand ring. You get a mark for every gang nail, so don't forget, it's lots of marks, easy. The brand ring can either be measured from the center and then work out towards the walls. There, that's one way. Or they can say to you, okay, now here's the total width of the inside of the room or building, and then you must just place, say, 5 or 8 or 10 brand rings across that space. Then you just divide it equally into it. Or they can give it to you like this, or most of your houses you will have a little cornice, and the cornice is just that little bit of aesthetics rounding off on the inside. They must give you the size of it, or if it's not given, it's normally, it's either 75 by 75 or 100 by 100. The corner there, you go and either measure 75 or 100 or whatever other measurement they might give you, and then the same from that corner down. Then you just draw 1 millimeters in from here down from the ceiling and inwards from the wall, and then that arch there, you can use your circle stencil. Follow the instructions that they give you, read everything, because some of this stuff is sometimes a little bit hidden, and that's the only problem with civil. You have to unfortunately read everything not to miss something. Use your circle stencil, but just make 1 millimeter in and 1 millimeter in, and then connect those two little lines. So in this example of brand ring, they take the far edge of the first brand ring to be in line with that cornice. The logical reasoning behind this, because sometimes they nail a nail right through that cornice into the brand ring through the ceiling, which means that distance from the wall plate, you know this is your wall plate. So from the wall plate, it will either be 75 or 100 millimeters to the left edge of that first brand ring. And brand ring will always be 38 by 38. So I have seen a drawing where they made it 50 by 50 on a 1 to 50 scale, so that you anyways make it 1 by 1.